It's on pre-order page is up, so join the wait list for the pre-orders. The pre-orders will launch, and put in your orders. And thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Every tub sale we get a percentage of that's going to go directly back into the show. I'm so excited to have my own G Fuel flavor. You see even other Joes on there, and Alex's little art. It's so cool. Guys, thank you so much. Please buy a tub if you enjoy our show and want to support it. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed the review.
Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is the second video we've got for you today.
But first, an important word from our sponsors. Guys, Extra Wallets, they've got the huge spring sale. It's 25% off site-wide. As you can see here, our AJS wallet, our exclusive wallet with the bottle opener here. As you can, this is my actual wallet that I use every day. I got a Plucker's gift card that I got from my mom. I got my Randall's card here, and then of course all the don't look at my stuff. But other than that, I freaking love my Extra. I bought a bunch of these to see which one we would work with. Extra is such an awesome gift, guys. Father's Day is coming up. Of course, spring. Grab yourself something.
Clean out your wallet.
It's
You
free.
need to.
Yeah, free shipping, free returns, 12-month warranty. Can't lose.
Plus a tracker card if you do lose. And
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
loses his stuff a lot.
40% off
so
right
he
now.
needs that tracker card. Guys, thank you all so much. This is one of the best gadgets you'll ever own. I get compliments on it all the time. And you can get your own kind of cool little gear. They sell a lot of other really cool stuff too. So check it out. And yes, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Extra wallets, guys, we love them, use them every day. So if you want something that you're actually going to use every day and get a lot out of, get an Extra wallet. Not only is it basically better quality, but it's also better price than all the competition. I once went on Amazon. I bought them all because I wanted to see who I wanted to work with. Extra's the one, guys. So thank you to Extra, and click those links down below. And Alex, and AJS News, we just got back from out of country, so we're a little behind on some things, but we're catching up. So stay tuned for that. I know that we didn't review Star Trek Episode 8. I actually did review it, but I hadn't had a chance to edit it yet. So we're and Star Trek Episode 9 has come out. So we are going to probably watch that either today or tomorrow, and I'll just create a review with both of them in there. So it'll just play episode 8, our review, and then it'll play episode 9 bundled into one, and then we'll give you the finale because, yeah, I'm hearing some really great things of what happens at the end of episode 9.
He's a chosen
Very
one.
excited. But so stay tuned for that. And but other than that, Alex. And what's coming up, Joe? What do we have?
Friday, Dead Island 2.
Yeah, so got some zombie games to look
Yes.
forward to. Is coming back. I think
Looking forward to that
Warhammer has the Chaos Dwarves. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. I think there was one other game at the end of
Jedi?
what is it? Yeah. I think
28th
Jedi
at the end, I
Survivors.
think.
If it
Something
wasn't delayed,
28,
I think
26.
it's So a lot coming up. So stay tuned. Alex, let us know what the hell has happened while we were away. Part 2
Well, what's not coming up is Suicide Squad killed the Justice League because it got delayed.
again.
And so what happened was they had made a live service nightmare of a video game. They
Yes.
learned absolutely nothing from giant failures like Avengers. They completely separated themselves from the amazing combat of the Arkham Asylum series, and they made something that looked like a giant pile of shit. You know what? When you think of Captain Boomerang, you think submachine gun.
When you think of garbage, think of Hakeem.
Yeah. So it's like all of these. It's just they
When you
put
think
out
of garbage, think of live service.
yeah, and so they put it out, and everyone shit on them for it because
Yeah.
you were shooting purple pustules
Calluses.
and like
What
Canker
the fuck is
sores.
yeah,
this?
and it's just fucking terrible. And you saw all the gear score, and people didn't like it. And so we do not know. They delayed it for a short period of time, and it sounded like they were just doing it for visual
Polish
updates and
and
polish
stuff.
because the initial delay was in no way enough time for them to change anything about the gameplay aspect of the game. Now we know that the game has been delayed into next year, into 2024.
But that's still not enough to change the core mechanics, and the core mechanics still suck.
Yeah, I think that we're not going to get away from the live service game in any way, but I think the canker sore pustule thing can change the look of it so it doesn't look as simplistic and like a game from the early aughts, because it just doesn't it shouldn't work out that way. So our new release date, which remember release dates mean absolutely fucking nothing now, is February 2nd, 2024. So Q1 of next year.
Wow. Okay, well, that first delay, people were like, well, don't expect it to change fundamentally. And they were right about that one. But if you're going to delay it that long, I mean, we're literally talking about 2 months, a full year minus 2 months, right?
Yeah.
So you better fucking significantly change the game and improve it. But I don't put it past them to remove live service elements.
No.
That's what you need to do. I know you're not going to do it, but you're going to need to flesh out a lot more melee combat. You're going to need to reconsider a lot of the systems and really kind of improve it for the better, because I think you realized what the reaction was.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other explanation for this. I mean, they're like, oh, we need a little bit more time. We're going to delay a few months. It's like, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. A fucking 8-month, 9-month, 10-month delay, that to me is there's some shit
trouble.
Going down. Right.
Yeah. All hands on deck. We need to see what we can change in that time, because you can't do a lot. You can't scrap it.
Yeah. What they officially said is, quote, "We have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to be the best quality experience for players." And so it doesn't say they're changing anything. Now, it is entirely possible that they aren't changing anything. It is entirely possible that
that
the game
will be wild. In fact, I'll feel like giving it another -1 if that's what it fucking did. It's still running like shit, and they realize that these additional months that they're going to get ain't going to cut it.
Yeah.
Like a Halo Infinite situation.
Yeah, and so if the game was just running like shit, we actually may get the exact experience, maybe with some visual updates, because they can do that in that time frame. So that's an opportunity. The other thing is they could be doing the thing we actually want them to do, which is change some of the core aspects of the game. And do you think they have the time to change any core aspects of the game? So what we may get is a game that they did change everything, but now it runs like shit, or it's not fleshed out the way that we want. So they're in a rough spot. I don't
envy that position,
What
but
do
you
you
did
think?
it to yourself.
What do you think?
You played yourself.
Is they going to be dead on arrival?
I don't think it's gonna be dead on arrival. I think
No,
that the
there's
star
not dead on
power.
arrival.
I think the DC, anything with DC on it, they're a rabid fan base, and people are gonna buy it whether it's shit or not. I'm just hoping that they're able to look at it and just say, I'm tired of shit DC things. Let's be objective about it and demand better DC things, and stop settling for, hey, it was pretty good.
Because I think it's going to be a worse version of Gotham Knights.
And
Worse than that, Joe? No, I think it would be better than that because of
services and
Rocksteady.
everything they're doing.
Because of Rocksteady, the gameplay should be better than that.
Okay,
But what they showed off, it didn't look good.
Exactly. Well, what I saw was like with the live service and everything and the gameplay, I was like, maybe it's. I'm not excited for it. Yeah. I think Gotham Knight was a little bit better.
It's just gonna be crazy because it's like an open wound. It's a sore that's gonna fester even
you
longer,
shoot it.
just like the game sores and canker sores. That sore is just postulating right there, big pumping for us to look at for a year before we get to shoot it.
Can't wait, and then it pops.
Can't wait for that angry review. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
We gotta get better at like makeup so that we can, because I mean we're clearly gonna need to make some sores on our.
You can buy
our
them.
faces.
There's latex ones.
Yeah?
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll buy some. In better news, Elden Ring creator.
Or we'll just send Joe down to like an alley in downtown Austin, and
What?
we'll just rotate people through, and then eventually might be some sores.
I'm good. Okay. You'll
Yuck.
find another way.
Yuck. All right, Elden Ring creator Hidetaka Miyazaki is the second game dev in history to make Time's 100 most influential people list, which is actually pretty great. I mean, the success of Elden Ring, the only other person ever to make the list is Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto in 2007. And so, I mean,
Makes sense.
rabid fan base, nothing but bangers for the last couple years. Things are looking really good for him. And DLC's coming out soon. People are going back to the game. I'm I'm playing the game on the weekends.
You haven't stopped.
I did
He's
stop.
still
I
there.
did stop because I did all the things I wanted to do, and then,
Okay.
then I was just like, I forgot how to play. But yeah, so this is kind of a great thing. Video games in the last 10 years have appropriately been getting more and more recognition for the art media that it is, and a lot of people are like, oh, video games doesn't mean anything, but amazing storytelling, amazing music has been taking part in the video game industry for a long period of time. So I expect that time year after year is probably going to pick someone from that industry as it continues to grow and just get bigger and bigger than many of the other arts industries. All right, so now we got some Diablo 4 news. They have announced that Diablo 4 respec cost isn't changing much before launch, and that the prices are set in stone. If you know what that means, is so let's say that you're building a barbarian and you want to spin to win, and you picked all your little points, and you realize you did something wrong. If you want to change,
probably me, because
So
I don't know what I want until I
you
test
play
it.
around with it, and that experimentation is a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And so you pay some gold and you get to redo it, and the more higher level you are, you have to pay more and more gold and more gold to the point where they specifically said they wanted to be prohibitively expensive to do at a certain point.
Why?
My theory for a long time has been in Diablo 2, if you wanted to respec, you had to go on a really long quest, farm essences to make this little token. People traded for these tokens all the time, and that's but I think that Blizzard wants to sell those tokens. And so if they want to get to the point where you have a really, really, really complicated skill tree where it's easy to click the wrong thing or choose the wrong thing, a nerf happens to a build you like and you're forced to change it over, I think that this is going to be a really, I don't want to say good, but it's an opportunity for them to insert a microtransaction.
Shitty way.
And so
That's what
people
it
aren't
is.
necessarily happy about it.
Right. Fuck you, give me money, basically. We're going to make it hard for you to respec easily past a certain point, when the whole thing, to me, is about experimenting what I like. It's my video game. I want to approach it the way that I want to. And they say, no, if you approach it more than once or twice, then you start paying me extra. But bro, I already paid you $60. I might have paid you more for some kind of addition so I could play it 3 days earlier, which is bullshit and you shouldn't do. Nah, man, that's not cool. So I knew we were going to get some kind of fuckery, and I thought they would be even worse. Microtransactions, Diablo Immortal, mobile bullshit. They're staying away from that, but they're like, okay, well, we got to make some other money. Now, it's not confirmed that this is happening.
It's not
okay,
confirmed.
these are our suspicions. What is confirmed is that it's going to be harder to respec than just a boom.
But if you want the easy way,
do what you want.
Yeah. So now
If you want the easy way, that might be where Activision steps in and be like, hey, buddy, I got all these.
If you allow me maybe 20 seconds to break out my tinfoil hat, I think that they've actually talked about pushing certain builds for certain periods of time, nerfing those builds, getting other builds, and what it does is it incentivizes people to be forced to
Switch
respec.
over, right.
And if you are forced to respec, you're either forced to farm gold for a long period of time, or for $2.99 you get a respec token.
We ain't even talking about cosmetics and stuff
And all
like
the other
that.
stuff that we know is
those people that avoid buying cosmetics, they found that the percentage of people that avoid buying cosmetics actually transfer specs a lot more between their abilities and characters. So this is a way to monetize the people who never are interested in cosmetics or these other stuff.
Yeah, it may never come, but I would bet money that it's been talked about.
Genius.
That when they're sitting there talking about what they're going to do with the game, they're like, hey, how do we get people who only care about the gameplay to give us money? Because some people care how they look in the game. They want to have all sorts of different wings and little pets following them around and all those other things. And
But more people care about how they play in the game.
Yeah, and if you
to
nerf the Whirlwind Barb and you have to go to something else, you're gonna have to respec. Or if you go from
So we will stay vigilant on this front.
Yeah.
We will, in our review, we'll be looking at that.
it's gonna happen.
yeah.
I feel like it's gonna happen, but we have to push back. We have to be ready for it.
Yeah. They've also announced that they're going to release story updates for the game every 3 months. So this is kind of their live game plan. They're leaking more information
That
about
ties into what Alex is saying, is that, the meta can shift very easy for them.
and especially if you only play. So it's like I will go back and play some of these RPGs every new season. I like Clockwork every single new season. But if I'm using my original character and I'm having to respec and I haven't been playing the whole period of time, I can either spend a whole fucking day to farm gold, which I don't want to do, or I can give them a small amount of money. So this is kind of the live service thing. They're going to be adding new content to Diablo 4 every 3 months. And it kind of makes sense. This is something that this is the core of Blizzard. They probably don't want to fuck it up, and they want to give people, enough content. So, I don't know.
Yep.
We got some Redfall news. This is kind of interesting. I almost didn't believe it. So Redfall will only do 30 frames per second on Xbox consoles on launch. And so Arcane has said...
But why?
What? But I thought the bare minimum... Wow.
So...
I thought that there was like 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it should be. But they said a performance mode enabling 60 frames per second will be released later.
No. You don't spend $500. You don't spend a ridiculous amount, and it's the next gen. 30 frames per second. Bro, that ain't next gen. You promised me, well, you're selling me something that's not right. I don't know, delay the game release. No, we can't do that. We'll give you an inferior version of the game because we can easily update it and fix it later if we have the team and money to do it. Show us how much you want us to do it. Wait, what? No.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
It is.
I mean, obviously, we usually play shit on PC, so... not gonna affect us.
Yeah, I mean, but we were so pro-consumer here, like trying to make sure the gamers get what they deserve. It's like if you are an Xbox gamer and you see that Arcane Studios, which Arcane is owned,
we have
by
to
Microsoft,
work together, and even if you are on PC or PlayStation. You have to say, hey, this is unacceptable. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Let's get a statement. Is it that the Xbox is not powerful enough? And they're like, no, we're going to release an update later. It's like, okay, then why are you selling it for full price up front when you're not even delivering on all the features that, are supposed to be standard? Like the head of Xbox is like, next gen, 60 frames, where this is it, 4K or 1080p with some 4K.
Yeah.
And they're not delivering on that. And if this becomes a trend, it's bad. You got to point it out.
They said that it could take about 3 weeks for them to get out this performance mode, which everyone is just saying, then why are you giving yourself a bad first impression to a large segment of gamers? And
we don't care. I mean, it's just money. I mean, we know that you're going to buy it anyway, and we know that we could put out the update anyway, and there's going to be little to no consequences for it, so we're just going to do it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the great way to run your company. Cool.
That's the way things are going to happen.
Yeah. And then, like a lot of other people have been saying on this is not a Souls game where attacks take a really long period of time. It's a fast-paced game. Like, frames are so much more important. So that things run smoothly, and so this is something that I will take high frames over every single time. So I just don't understand what they're doing.
Graphic fidelity, like it is a tiny bit more. I'm old school. Obviously, we're old farts here, and so we've dealt with much worse graphics over time. So, but performance and smoothness is what matters to me.
I mean, this game comes out pretty soon. And so let's see, the release date is...
This is what happens when you set a release date in stone and then the company's unwilling to move stuff around. So I'm sure the game is going to have some bugs to it. They can't even finish off the fucking frame performance shit. I'm sure that there's going to be some other issues. You can bet on that.
Oh, and so just to clarify, so the game comes in less than 3 weeks. Performance mode has no date when it's going to come out, so we don't know how long.
I thought you said it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So it's
3 weeks
the game. The game itself
comes in 3 weeks.
Performance
not the performance mode after release.
Yeah. So specifically, what Arcane said is
that's even worse because
just
it's
hold
like
off till that comes
we'll
out.
let you know. We'll let you know when it comes out.
We'll let you know when we buy it then.
We'll let you know when we buy it.
So their official Twitter said Redfall is launching on Xbox consoles with quality mode only. 60 frames per FPS performance mode will be added via game update at a later date. Period.
Yeah.
So
do you feel like they're just like, well, it's on Xbox Pass, so they'll forgive us?
Oh,
it's coming out.
Like, yeah.
Well, you're not really paying for it full price, so.
Yeah, they better not be using that kind of excuse because that's a bad.
I'm sure they're making every possible.
That's
excuse.
what I'm thinking too. It's like, it's on Game Pass.
I mean, they're not making that excuse in front. That's what the Xbox
Yeah.
are making the excuse for. The Xbox defenders with Xbox branded butt plugs up their booty holes.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
All right, we got some Dark and Darker news. Dark and Darker is still banned from Steam because there's still they have not proven that they haven't stolen a bunch of things. And
like
Why
this.
have we not gotten past this? Is it just because all this processes take a lot, or I'm starting to get a little
Something's going on.
suspicious? Dark
Something's
and Dark.
going on.
Starting to get a little worried. I mean, you should already be worried, but I'm starting to be like, oh no, what's happening? So if I can't play it on Steam, what's going on?
So they're still off Steam because of the potential the differences between what Iron Mace says that they made the game. It's 100% their code. Nexon said you hired a dude that stole 11,000 files from our servers, and I'm not saying that he stole our code, but I'm saying that he used the code that he stole from us to put into your video game, and that's kind of where the argument is right now. And so they're not going to do it on Steam, and they said that there's a playtest coming up, so they're going with BitTorrent. Now, if you're not old like me, you may not know what BitTorrent is. You may not have known how to, they're like seeding. Why would you?
a torrent?
Seed? That's gross. Why would you seed that? It's like, oh, come on. And so people complaining about slow download rates and stuff right now are very funny. But what they're doing is they're going to let you download the game via BitTorrent, and then if you seed the torrent after you download, so that everyone else can help download from you. So it's like dividing up, the game into a bunch of little slices, and you're getting bits from everybody. And that's how they're going to do this next one. And so people are really happy that the playtest is still happening, that they're going to get their fix and kind of get to play the game, because Iron Mace thinks that they're in the right, and they want to keep their promises and hit the playtest that they said that they're going to. And once this legal issue kind of goes away and they can go back on Steam, that we can be business as usual. So if you're looking to play the game, you're going to have to figure out how BitTorrent works.
I want to play the game.
Yeah, but you should make sure that you're downloading it from the right spot.
The right one.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Yeah, because back in the good old days, downloading a Kazaa and LimeWire and some of those other ones where
this isn't the movie I really wanted.
yeah, well, there was that problem. But you'd also be downloading a song, and then at the very end, it's like DJ Poop Pants.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you just screech into my ear? It's like, don't put your awful stamp on this song, please. So yeah, it's funny.
God damn it!
It's very
I
funny.
just want to play the game.
Yeah, wow. So
it's gonna be a while.
What they have specifically said is, do not get the torrent from any other sources, as we cannot guarantee the integrity of any other links. All future patches will also be distributed in this manner, and you should only get the links from our official Discord announcement channel. Please do not click stupid things. Do not copy
It's gonna
links.
happen.
If you're
I'm not gonna click on none of that. I don't. No, sorry. Not doing
like
it.
I said, I want to play the game, but
Not doing it.
I don't.
Not worth the risk.
Yeah. You click and download the wrong thing, a lot of bad things can happen. It's one of the reasons that
Get this situation cleared up with the authorities and with the company, and then we can jump back in.
All right. Well, hopefully that one comes back sometime soon. They are, we'll have to. They were planning on coming out like full launch, late this year, early next year. But I don't know if this is gonna delay things.
Oh, for sure it is.
Yeah. All right. You had a couple other things.
Yeah, so I wanted to let everybody know that Mario is now the highest grossing video game movie ever. And we told you it would be. Even though we personally did not like it as much as everybody else, we gave you the exact reasons why. And I think that we respect each other. I was really happy with the comments and the social discourse around ours. We just hope for better. We're looking forward to a sequel. We think they could do it even better in the sequel. But yeah, who was the top spot? Well, they knocked off Warcraft. I actually forgot that Warcraft was the top spot, but Warcraft was the top spot. So
I didn't think it was.
I know, right? I thought,
Yeah.
what, a Pokemon or Pikachu Detective? Sonic? Well, it's at nearly 678 million intaking so far. The Super Mario Brothers movie is now the biggest grossing video game movie adaptation of all time. And given that it's only been a couple of weeks so far, you can expect those numbers to climb to, I don't know where it's going to end up at, but it's going to end up at the very top. That is a very healthy lead over its competitors, including Warcraft, which made 439. So it's made way more than Warcraft.
Yeah, maybe adjusted for inflation.
Detective Pikachu, get this, made about 6 million less than Warcraft at 433. You'd think the number 4 spot would maybe be one of the Sonic movies, Joe, right?
Maybe the first one, not the second one.
Mortal
No,
Kombat.
wrong. It is Rampage at
That
428.
movie was fucking fucking awful.
I know,
Yeah,
but it
there's
had
all sorts of people
fucking
that see
The Rock
anything
in
The Rock
it
in
and
it.
That's
shit.
stupid.
So was Mario.
Yeah, but
No,
that one
that
was
one's
a
better
big
than
winner
this one.
overseas. I don't know. He did well overseas in
Yeah.
China and some of these other. That's why that one was a little higher. But then we go into the Sonics. So yeah, Sonic is fuming on his couch right now.
That's why he
Remember
bought
when he
Angry
was
Birds.
initially eating popcorn and laughing at the situation? The critics came out 50% rotten. That shit didn't last because now Sonic is crying and coping with the cope mask, and now Mario is like, "Oh, I'm making the money!
Yeah.
Wow, weather! It's a me,
It's a better,
money!"
it's a better impression. than
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, so it's still not only 58% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, but obviously the moviegoers don't give a shit. They were very happy with all of the basically references and member berries a mile a minute with minimal plot and minimal tension and
Heart.
and
Humor.
and
People, look, it was great
chemistry.
for it was great for children, and it's a great. It's a but
yeah,
it's like
a feel good. It just
But there are
stuff happens.
There are so many
Stuff
great
happens.
feel-good children's movies.
Right.
Like you look up like Puss in Boots. Like
That's-
is this anywhere,
thank you.
Is this fucking anywhere near
Thank
that?
you.
No, it's not. It's nowhere fucking near that.
Puss
And
in Boots. And we never did a review on that. Puss in Boots is motherfucking 9-10 territory. I fucking watched it, and not only did I enjoy it, Melissa enjoyed it, but it's just Ian enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. It's a family movie, so
There's some great ones out there, and this one could be pretty
Everybody.
good. Not everything that you see is above average, because if everything is above average, then nothing's above average. That's not how average works.
Yep.
But okay, I don't want to talk about it anymore. People mad at me already.
Yep.
Just final.
It's gonna happen. I was gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you got a bunch of gamer comments on the bottom of this. Rotten Tomatoes and movie critics are so irrelevant.
Well,
nowadays.
the vast majority. Okay, I'm going to give you a public service announcement. This is important. Rotten Tomatoes, a 68% does not mean that critics have ranked it at 68%. It means that critics 68%. Like, in order for something to be certified fresh, it needs a 7 out of 10 score. So a movie can be at literally 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone just thinks it's a good movie. Not a great movie, not amazing, not legendary, just a good movie. It is not. That is not your grade on your fucking report card. We're not in 3rd grade. That is not how this works. So
these comments are so fucking annoying.
Uh-huh.
I thought this movie was the best movie of the year, full of great references to a lot of Nintendo history. I don't understand the crying from critics at all. Just because there's multiple references is this is the great. Another one. Critics are dumb. It's not. While it may not be an artistic powerhouse, it's the kind of movie people want to take their kids to see. Bro, nobody is asking for a motherfucking Hereditary, Midsummer, fucking artistic. What's another one? Moonlight, Sunshine. What won the Oscars? I don't remember all these artsy fartsy movies, right? Nobody's asking for an artsy fartsy movie from Mario. What we're asking for is can you make me laugh out loud? As much as some of the other Pixars. Can you make me cry as much as a Pixar? Can you make me laugh out loud as much as Lego Batman and some of these other clearly kids movies? That it's just good for kids. Look, it should be good for both adults and kids. And it can't just hang on. Hey, do you recognize this reference? Do you recognize this reference? Do you like this modern song?
Puss in Boots is a 95 critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, critics are irrelevant. They don't know what they're talking about. Puss in Boots is a terrible movie. Right? Right, motherfuckers? Right? Because critics are dumb and they don't know what they're talking about? Well, the critics, I don't know. They must have all been fucking on catnip that day, right?
Yes.
Anyways. That was my little rant. Look, I liked I thought it was all right. I liked people's excitement about it, but I thought the story was terrible, and the references a mile a minute didn't do it for me because, honestly, I'm not really a Nintendo kid. I'm not really a Mario kid.
I am.
But
I
right,
didn't
it
care.
still didn't work for you either. But
I've been
I
to
think
Super
it will
Mario
get
World in
better.
Japan. I spent so many hours in Super Mario World in Japan. I did everything. I fucking love Mario, and that shit was not great.
Yeah, well, usually sequels, I hate to say it, large percentage of sequels get worse. Let's hope that this sequel gets better. Because if we go worse than what it's at right now, will you start to see people be like, okay, yeah, maybe that wasn't
No.
that great. No, they'll just double down. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, this is even better than the last one. Because there was that one reference where Mario gets larger.
Yes.
It's very faithful. That's all I needed, is Mario to get larger.
They didn't do anything with the feather, and so they could do the feather where you drive on your go-kart and the feather, you get
They
a
could do
jump.
the feather.
You need a feather.
There's a few more costumes I think he has. If we could do the white and red flame Mario.
Yeah.
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 Well, Yoshi's coming. Yoshi immediately makes everything better.
Until
so I
Mario
think-
sacrifices him for his own selfishness.
You
Right.
make
had
the jump,
Jump
did.
off on-
Everyone
and then
did it.
Yoshi's like, hey, motherfucker.
It's like,
Betrayal.
This will be fun. The second movie is, well, the second movie's coming, so here we go. Anyways, it's too much time. Sorry, I got lost in that. The Renfield movie with Nick Cage has a vampire survivor-style tie-in game that is actually really good. Did you know this? Renfield Bring Your Own Blood,
not.
the video game. It's bullet heaven horde mode shooting, but it's got this roguelike tradition, and it's actually pretty fun. There's a little video on it, and you can be Renfield. It's looking fucking swarming hordes. It's kind of cool. But I got to say, unfortunately, Renfield did not do. So while that has the video game tie-in movie, which I didn't expect it to, obviously Super Mario Brothers has the best video game
you
tie-in
can't go up
of all
against that right
time.
now.
Yeah, you can't go up against it because Renfield tried to go up against it. Guess how much money it made? You already saw the goddamn thing.
I did.
But what do you think Renfield would make on release?
I would have thought around like the teens.
Teens,
Yeah,
so
I
you're
would've,
expecting really low.
Yeah,
You're not thinking
yeah.
it's not
No.
30 million. Well, it is real low. 7 million debut.
Oh, it's going to get sold to Netflix real quick.
Yeah, 'cause I
It's-
thought it was going to be around the teens, around there for opening weekend.
Unfortunately, a huge flop.
Over or under, do you think that the critics like Renfield more than Mario?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
I say yes.
Do you have the information?
I have the information.
I say yes.
No, I say no. I think that critics liked about the same Mario versus.
So it's 1 point off. So it is. You're both technically right because they like Renfield at a 59%, but it's about the same because it's 1 point off.
So actually, it was The Pope's Exorcist, which did better than
Horror.
people thought.
Horror always does
that
well.
was 9 million, so it beat.
I'm going to watch because I love
it beat
horror, but at the
Renfield.
same time, it doesn't look good.
Yeah,
Doesn't look
it's a
good.
weak start for Renfield because Renfield cost 65 million. So it's gonna struggle to try to crawl its way out of the black and end in the green. So it's gonna need some help from overseas and some strong showings in multiple weeks. But because the critics weren't so kind to it, and I
audience
think
wasn't either.
Audience wasn't kind to it. It might not make that. I'm still gonna go see it because I support Nick Cage. He's a personal friend of mine. Visited him several times. Big Superman fan. We hang out all the time, and he's a big Angry Joe Show fan. So
Gotta watch it.
he named his son Kal-El, by the way. A big Superman fan. Could have been Superman. I've seen him in the Superman suit. I really wish Tim Burton would have made
hair,
that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the Con Air guy just in the Superman suit, and he's so shiny.
I just wanted that film.
All right, two more
Those would
small
be
little
good.
things here. As the beloved Game of Thrones mod for Crusader Kings 3 is now out. So if you are unfamiliar with grand strategies or you don't really care about them, you need that little extra bit to care about the world and the lore of a grand strategy because a lot of it is, oh, this person hates you now and this person married this person and this person backstabs you. It's perfect for fucking Game of Thrones. And I've always wanted Paradox Interactive to do like a Game of Thrones thing. I think the license is very expensive, and hopefully at some point the popularity of mods like this will lead to a good Game of Thrones game because there's not
Well, there's barely
board
good Game
games?
of Thrones TV shows anymore. Cause,
There's good board games, but yeah. No. And then finally, EA has that new Battle Mage FPS that everybody's forgetting about, and some people are like, wow, 25-hour single-player campaign. This is an Immortals of Avium. It is a big-budget first-person shooter spectacle that, previously EA was like, these are the games that people don't like and don't work. Single-player games don't work. There's a trailer for it. Immortals of Avium. It looks fucking wild. I don't know how it's going to work out. It could be one of those that's like we could do an angry review on and get some good material, or it could turn out to be surprisingly good. But nobody's, can you really do a battle mage? I mean, I guess they did that a little bit in Tokyo.
Ghostwire.
Ghostwire Tokyo, but maybe this one will.
We did it with Outriders?
Work out. No, Outriders is third person. Popcorn. Stop making that popcorn, Joe. So, that's all I got. And, yeah, we're back. Looking forward to Warhammer Wednesday, Chaos Dwarves, and Dead Island. Some actual creative zombie kills. Stay tuned for our Mandalorian final review. I think the last episode of Mandalorian is on Wednesday, episode 8. It's going to need to be real satisfying to make up.
An hour long.
Yep. And then on Thursday, we'll have the wrap-up of Picard as well. So a lot of stuff. Picard! You know what? My prediction is they're going to completely... Oh, well, I can't say it.
Wrong radio.
All right. Anyways. Yeah, I'm just so excited to be back, guys. Happy to see y'all. Thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you to Exter for... Click on the links. It helps us out. Shows them we're engaging. And we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.